Welcome to our channel. Before we get started, please consider liking and subscribing so we can bring more stories like this to you.
The atmosphere at Paris Fashion Week buzzed with an intoxicating blend of creativity and glamour. Models strutted down the runway clad in the season's most exquisite designs, while elite fashion enthusiasts mingled, their laughter and conversation intertwining like a symphony of style. Among the illustrious guests was Jason Statham, expertly disguised as a sommelier, clad in a tailored black jacket. His confident demeanor suggested he belonged among the haute couture crowd, but beneath the polished exterior lay a razor-sharp focus. As he navigated the opulent backstage area, Statham's keen eye caught every detail: the stunning gowns, the nervous energy of the crew, and the delicate flutes filled with glistening champagne waiting to be served. His flawless French flowed effortlessly as he engaged with stylish patrons, creating an atmosphere of sophistication and ease. Yet amidst this backdrop of elegance, an undercurrent of tension simmered just beyond sight. Unbeknownst to the revelers, danger lurked in the shadows. A sudden tremor of unease rippled through the air, a prelude to chaos that would soon disrupt this glamorous facade. Little did anyone know that this seemingly ordinary sommelier was poised to become an unexpected hero in a story that would intertwine fashion and bravery in ways no one could anticipate. As the lights dimmed for the next runway show, all eyes turned to the Supermodel host, Isabella Laurent. Renowned for her ethereal beauty and commanding presence, she was more than just a model. She embodied the very essence of high fashion. Her ability to captivate audiences and draw attention to designers' creations made her a linchpin of the industry, crucial for both the success of the event and the brands she represented. With a career spanning over a decade, Isabella had graced countless magazine covers and walked for top designers, becoming an icon in her own right. As whispers of her latest collection filled the air, excitement surged among attendees. However, her prominent status also made her a target for those seeking to wreak havoc in a world where perception was everything. Unbeknownst to everyone, her safety was compromised backstage, creating an urgent dilemma that could bring the entire show crashing down. The stakes were high. If something happened to Isabella, it would send shockwaves through the fashion community and shatter the carefully curated image of elegance. In this moment of peril, Jason Statham's role as a mere sommelier transformed into something far more critical as he prepared to intervene and protect this invaluable star. In preparation for Paris Fashion Week, Jason Statham meticulously crafted his disguise as a sommelier, knowing that blending into this world of high fashion would require more than just a tailored suit. He studied the intricacies of fine wines, familiarizing himself with the vintage selections that would be served at the event, and mastering the nuances of French etiquette to communicate effortlessly with the elite attendees. As he slipped into his role, Statham exhibited a natural charm, greeting guests with a warm smile and an impressive command of fluid French. His demeanor was calm and inviting, enabling him to navigate through crowds while subtly observing every detail around him. A luxury handbag here, a whispered conversation there. He blended seamlessly into the elegance that surrounded him, all while keeping his sharp instincts finely tuned to any sign of danger. While gracefully pouring champagne into flutes and discussing wine pairings with prominent figures in the industry, Jason's mind raced with thoughts of Isabella's safety. His undercover preparation was not merely for show, it was critical, as he sensed that the glamorous facade of the evening masked a brewing storm. With every interaction, he mentally mapped out his strategy for what he hoped would soon become a necessary and daring rescue. Just as the show was set to begin, the glamour of Paris Fashion Week fell victim to chaos. A group of masked gunmen stormed the backstage area, their presence slicing through the elegance and sophistication like a knife. Panic rippled through the crowd as screams echoed against the backdrop of designer gowns and pristine settings. The gunmen quickly took control, seizing Isabella Laurent and dragging her into a dimly lit dressing suite, their demands laced with threats that sent chills down the spines of everyone present. Jason Statham's instincts kicked in immediately. He had expected something could go awry, but the reality was far more intense than he had imagined. Staying calm under pressure, he assessed the scene, noting the gunmen's positions and the frightened faces of those around him. The show's stream of fashionistas turned from excitement to dread as whispers of horror spread through the air. Maintaining his composure as a sommelier amidst the unfolding chaos, Statham's heart raced, knowing that he couldn't waste any time. With every second that passed, Isabella's life, and the integrity of the event itself, hung in the balance. He prepared to act, ready to transform from a mere observer into a daring savior as the stakes escalated dramatically as the chaos erupted around him. Jason Statham's mind raced to formulate a plan. His eyes darted between the gunmen and their captive, Isabella, who appeared frightened but determined, drawing upon his sommelier training. He focused on the environment and the tools at his disposal. Flutes of champagne lay scattered on tables, glistening under the lights. An opportunity was brewing, remaining calm amidst the frenzy. He carefully approached a nearby champagne display as he selected a bottle. His heart thumped with urgency. Timing would be everything. He remembered the trick he had mastered during countless upscale events. A swift and precise pop that could be both dazzling and disorienting, with all eyes diverted. He made his move, using the wine key with precision. He popped the cork with a forceful twist. The sound echoed like a gunshot, drawing the attention of the gunmen just as intended. Confusion spread across their faces as champagne sprayed outward, temporarily blinding them in a foamy cascade. Seizing the moment, Statham sprang into action, darting towards Isabella with purpose. Every detail mattered now. He needed to keep this ruse going while quickly getting Isabella to safety without revealing his true identity. The stakes had never been higher, but Jason was ready to take decisive action. The moment was electrifying as Jason Statham, now fully committed to his daring plan, steadied the champagne bottle in his grip. With a calculated move, he expertly twisted the wine key, allowing the cork to burst free with a forceful pop that echoed throughout the chaos. This wasn't simply a display of flair. It was a calculated distraction designed to redirect the gunmen's focus away from Isabella for just long enough as the sound reverberated through the backstage area. Heads turned in an instant, and confusion washed over the captors' faces. Champagne hissed and sprayed in a dazzling cascade, blinding them with its frothy eruption. That it was his only shot. Statham charged toward Isabella, dodging flashes of panic-stricken attendees and staff scrambling for safety. But the gunmen quickly regained their composure, realizing what was happening. A tense confrontation ensued as they turned their weapons back toward Jason and Isabella. He could feel adrenaline surge through him. Every heartbeat counted. This was no longer just about rescue. It was about survival amid the chaos of Paris Fashion Week, where every second had become a measure of life or death. With resolve fueling him, Statham prepared to face whatever threats lay ahead as he closed in on Isabella. As the situation escalated, the backstage area transformed into a chaotic battleground, with cameras capturing every moment of the unfolding drama. Flashing lights illuminated the scene, blending the elegance of high fashion with the raw tension of a hostage crisis. Designers and models, once poised and polished, now scrambled in panic, their startled faces filling screens across the globe. Jason Statham moved with calculated urgency, his heart racing as he pushed through throngs of frightened guests. The air was thick with confusion and fear, punctuated by the sharp commands of the gunmen and muffled cries for help. Each second felt like an eternity as Jason navigated the mayhem, determined to reach Isabella before it was too late. From behind lenses, photographers captured the surreal juxtaposition of haute couture amidst turmoil. Elegant gowns swirled in disarray as security personnel rushed to contain the situation. The chaos spilled onto social media feeds and news broadcasts in real time, merging two worlds, fashion and action, into a gripping narrative that no one could look away from. In this whirlwind of uncertainty, Jason's focus remained unwavering. He watched for any opening to act decisively, knowing that this was not just another fashion moment. It was a test of courage and resolve that would define him as a hero in an extraordinary story. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Jason Statham seized Isabella's hand and sprinted toward the runway, where the audience had been thrown into a still shock as they burst into the spotlight. Gasps filled the air, and flashes from cameras illuminated their path. The surreal blend of fashion and danger was now on full display, with people frozen in disbelief at the unfolding drama. Statham pushed forward, weaving through startled spectators and security personnel who were scrambling to respond to the chaos. The tension in the air was palpable as he shouted for everyone to clear a path, his voice cutting through the stunned silence. He could hear shouts behind him. The gunmen were regrouping, determined not to let their hostage escape. As they neared the end of the runway, he spotted an exit that led outside, hope flickering within him. With every stride, he felt the weight of Isabella's life in his hands. She was not just a model but a symbol of resilience amidst this turmoil. Just as they reached the Final stretch, bullets ricocheted against the walls, a stark reminder of the danger they faced. In that electrifying moment, Jason knew there was no turning back. With one last burst of speed, he propelled them toward freedom, determined to ensure Isabella made it out alive. In the aftermath of the dramatic events at Paris Fashion Week, the world watched in awe as Jason Statham emerged not only as a sommelier but as an unexpected hero. Media outlets raced to cover the story, broadcasting footage of his daring rescue of supermodel Isabella Laurent, who had become a symbol of grace under pressure. Headlines praised Statham's quick thinking and bravery, dubbing him the savior of fashion, and shifting attention from the chaos to his remarkable courage in that moment. The fashion industry found itself at a crossroads. While the incident cast a shadow over the glamorous event, it also sparked discussions about security protocols and the safety of public figures in similar high-stakes environments. Designers and models alike expressed gratitude for Statham's actions, which not only preserved Isabella's life but also highlighted the need for heightened awareness within the industry. As social media buzzed with reactions, Statham's cool demeanor during the crisis resonated with audiences, inspiring many to view him as a true hero, a reminder that appearances can be deceiving. The evening ended not just with headlines about fashion but with stories of resilience, highlighting how one man's courage could shift the narrative in such an unexpected place.